Dear students, we are here going to discuss the last point from inner transition elements, that is actinoids. In the last series or second series in A block element, that is starting from actinium with its atom number 89 and end with lawrencium 103 or thorium to lawrencium. So just general properties of actinoids, then applications of actinoids, some similarities and differences between lanthanoids and actinoids, and last point post-actinoid elements, and we finish this unit. So just say actinoids, the elements starting from, that is actinium series 89 with first one thorium, proactinium, uranium, neptunium, that is with 93, plutonium, americium, curium, berkelium, californium, einsteinium, Therium, Fermium, Mendelium, Nobelium, and Lawrencium. So these are the elements which included in inner transition elements second series actinoid series. So just what are the properties or general information of actinoids, and we see just details properties of actinoid series. So first on the last row of the elements in the periodic table is the actinoid series. It begins with, that is thorium, that is atomic number 90, and ends with lawrencium 103. Most of these elements are not found in nature, particularly they are man-made, and all are radioactive elements. So the half-life of the isotopes of thorium, that is near about 1.4 into 10 raised to 10 years, and of uranium is 4.5 into 10 raised to 9 years, and so long these elements exist in the rocks in earth. So particularly the elements present in actinoid series are radioactive elements. Again, they have high densities near about 15 to 20 gram per cubic centimeter, having high melting points near about 1000 degrees centigrade, and also high boiling points near about 3000 degrees centigrade. So these elements having higher melting and boiling points. They are less reactive than lanthanoids, less reactivity, etc. And common oxidation state shown by them is +2 +8. That is variation in common oxidation state. So the electronic configuration, or say general electronic configuration for actinoid is radon 5F0 to 14, 6D 0 to 2, and 7S to here. Radon is the electronic configuration of radon, RN. रेडॉनचं जे आपण त्या ठिकाणी साइन केलेले ते, आणि तिथून पुढे काय असणार आहे 5F 0 to 14, then 6D 0 to 2, and 7S2. The last electrons enter into 7th series. So this is about the general informations. Then what about the ionic radius? The ionic radius decreases as we move across the series, which is known as actinoid contraction. Same lanthanoid contraction, the ionic radius decreases as we move across the series. This is attributed to poor shielding offered by EF electron shielding effects, etc. we seen in before lecture. So this is about general information. Now we see details, the properties of actinoids. First one, they appear silvery white in color. Color of actinoids are silvery white. Then they are highly reactive radioactive elements. Then their atomic and ionic radii from actinium to lawrencium goes on decreasing, known as actinoid contraction. And last one, the common oxidation state is +3. That is, elements of first half of the series usually exhibit higher oxidation states. So these are all about the properties and general information of actinoids, that is starting from thorium 90 and end with lawrencium 103. Now, dear students, we move towards the next point of applications of actinoids. What are the applications where they used? Here, we have seen that the half-lives of natural thorium and uranium isotopes are so long that we get very negligible radiation from these elements. half-life त्या ठिकाणी आपण व्हॅल्यू पाहिलेली आहे. याचे थोरियम 232 ची 1.4 into 10 years and uranium 238 4.5 into 10⁹ years. So we find them in everyday use. For example, thorium 4th oxide, that is what cerium oxide was used as major source of indoor lighting before incandescent lamps came into existence, only because these oxides convert heat energy from burning natural gas to an intense light. लाईट ज्या आहेत त्या ठिकाणी इंडोर लाईटनिंग करण्यासाठी त्याचा हाफ लाईफ त्या ठिकाणी जास्त असल्यामुळे आपण काय करतो त्या ठिकाणी त्याच्यामध्ये यूज केलेलं जे आहे ते यूज केलेलं आपण त्या ठिकाणी पाहू शकतो. सो दीज आर दी सम ॲप्लिकेशन्स ऑफ ॲक्टिनॉइड्स. Dear students, now we move towards the next point, similarity and difference between lanthanides and actinide series or actinoids. Lanthanides and actinoids. First we see what are the similar points between these two series, the block elements, lanthanides and actinides, and what are the differences in lanthanides and actinides. First one, similar, both this series shows the +3 ऑक्सिडेशन स्टेट. दोन्ही सिरीजमध्ये त्या ठिकाणी +3 हे त्या ठिकाणी काय असणार आहे, ऑक्सिडेशन स्टेट असणार आहे. नेक्स्ट वन, दे आर इन दिस सिरीज एफ ऑर्बिटल्स आर फिल्ड ग्रॅज्युअली. लास्ट ऑर्बिटल जे असेल त्या ठिकाणी एफ ऑर्बिटल 0 to 14 त्या ठिकाणी एलिमेंट्स आहेत ते 0 to 14 त्या ठिकाणी काय होणार आहे, त्याच्यामध्ये इलेक्ट्रॉन्स फिलअप होणार आहे. म्हणून दे आर प्लेस्ड पर्टिक्युलर इन एफ ब्लॉक एलिमेंट्स और एफ ब्लॉक. सिमिलरिटी. थर्ड, ionic radius of these elements in both series decreases with increasing in atomic number. As we move from starting to end, atomic number goes on increasing and their ionic radius goes on decreasing. This is called as contraction. That is lanthanoid contraction and actinoid contraction. आपण त्या ठिकाणी डिटेल्स त्याचे जे आहेत त्या ठिकाणी डिटेल्स ते पाहिलेले आहेत. नाउ अबाउट इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव्हिटी. द इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव्हिटी ऑफ ऑल एलिमेंट्स इन बोथ द सिरीज इज लो and are said to be highly reactive. Electronegative values are low, they have highly reactive. Last one, the nitrates, sulfates of these elements are soluble while the hydroxides, fluorides and carbonates are insoluble. 1. So student, these are a few points of similarities between lanthanides and actinoids. Now what are the differences? See, first difference, lanthanides show a maximum oxidation state of +4 while actinoid shows variety of oxidation state, that is +3, +4, +5, +6 and +0. This is the first point of difference between lanthanide series and actinide series between or of oxidation state. Now second, lanthanide do not form complex easily. Actinoids have a greater tendency to form complexes with ligands such as thioethers. So particularly actinoids have a greater tendency, they are easily form the complex compounds, say ligands. Third one, all lanthanides are non-radioactive except promethium. In lanthanide series, promethium is radioactive element, but all actinoids are radioactive in nature, that they emit the electromagnetic waves. Students, the last point of difference. Most of the lanthanides are colorless in nature, whereas the actinoids are colored ions. The lanthanides are colorless in nature and where the actinoids are colored ions. And last point, just we going to finish our unit with post-actinide elements. That we seen that the elements actinide series starting from thorium 92, 103, and the elements from above 92, they are called as transuranium elements. That is from 93 to 103, and above from 104 to 118 at last they are called as post-actinide elements, because they are also so far as transition metals, because they shows some characteristics elements or characteristics related to this actinide series. They are included as post-actinide because similar to actinide elements, they can be synthesized in nuclear reactions, radioactive elements. So far, 9 post-actinide elements have been synthesized. It is difficult to study their chemistry owing their short half-lives. For example, element 112 has a half-life of only 2.8 into 10 to the minus very few shots. With half-lives of milliseconds, only a little is known about the chemistry. So this is about post-actinide elements. विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, आपण हे जे युनिट आहे या इनर ट्रान्झिशन एलिमेंट असेल तर या इनर ट्रान्झिशन आणि इनर ट्रान्झिशन एलिमेंट्समध्ये वेगवेगळे पॉईंट्स त्या ठिकाणी पाहिलेले आहेत. त्याच्यामध्ये स्टार्टिंगला इंट्रोडक्शन पाहिलं असतं, त्याच्यानंतर त्याचं पोझिशन पाहिलेलं आहे पिरियडिक टेबलमध्ये. where they place there is a d block elements. Then we see general electronic configuration of d block elements, that is 4 series, 3d, 4d, 5d and 6d series. Then we see electronic configuration of chromium and copper. Why chromium and copper shows different electronic configuration. Then we move to the properties, that is their physical properties and some atomic and ionic radius. Trends in atomic properties of first transition series, that is their metallic character, magnetic properties. Then problem on this one, their color and some catalytic properties. Also formation of interstitial compounds, alloys, etc. These are the properties of the compounds. Then we move to the next point, that is common properties of d block, physical and chemical properties of the same elements. And lastly we see inner transition elements, that is F block elements. Simply general concept, the general properties of F block elements, why they are called as also rare earth elements, etc. Then particular properties of lanthanides, their symbol, names, members, electronic configuration, their oxidation states, atomic and ionic radius, details, their color and spectra, and what are the trends in atomic and ionic radii in transition elements. Also applications, general applications. And today in this lecture we see the last point, that is actinoids, that is general information, their properties, applications, and most important part is similarity and difference between lanthanides and actinoids. And last one, post-actinoid elements. So this is all about ट्रान्झिशन and inner transition elements. विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, आपण त्या ठिकाणी आतापर्यंत ऑनलाईन जे असेल किंवा ऑफलाईनमध्ये, ऑनलाईनमध्ये आपण त्या ठिकाणी सॉलिड स्टेट सोल्युशन्स, आयनिक इक्विलिब्रिया, केमिकल थर्मोडायनॅमिक्स, इलेक्ट्रोकेमिस्ट्री, केमिकल कायनेटिक्स, आणि मी आत्ता त्या ठिकाणी ट्रान्झिशन आणि इनर ट्रान्झिशन एलिमेंट्स हा पूर्ण केलेला आहे. मॅडम यांनी एलिमेंट्स ऑफ ग्रुप 6 म्हणजे त्या ठिकाणी सिलेबस पूर्ण झालेला आहे. तरी पण नेक्स्ट लेक्चरपासून आपण त्या ठिकाणी एलिमेंट्स ऑफ ग्रुप 16, 17 आणि 18 हा पार्ट जो असेल तो पार्ट त्या ठिकाणी आपण काय करणार आहोत. इथं कॉलेजवर असेल किंवा सदाशिवनगरच्या शाळेवरती तो जे युनिट असेल ते युनिट्स त्या ठिकाणी आपण ऑनलाईन त्या ठिकाणी एलिमेंट्स ऑफ ग्रुप 16, 17 आणि 18 हे त्या ठिकाणी आपल्या कॉलेजवर जरी झालेलं असेल तर अजून एकदा रिव्हिजन म्हणून तो टाकणार आहे. सदाशिवनगरच्या ग्रुपवरती पण त्या ठिकाणी ते युनिट त्या ठिकाणी तुम्हाला अभ्यासायला दिलं जाईल किंवा आपण त्या ठिकाणी तिचं डिस्कशन करणार आहोत. आजच्या या तासाला आपण सर्वजण त्या ठिकाणी उपस्थित तर त्याबद्दल सर्वांचे आभारी आहे. थँक्यू फॉर जॉईनिंग दिस लेक्चर.